standing back there, okay, I'm not that big of an ego. I was standing back there because I've never seen this video. They wouldn't show it to me. So that's trust, right? But I loved it. Misty, but anyway, I just want to thank a lot of people. But when people ask me about this, like, what's it feel like? What's it feel like, man, Hall of Fame? I want to be like, oh, cool, just like that video says I do. I want to be that cool guy. I want to be like Michael Jordan, you know, when he like sunk all those threes and set the record, and he just goes back, saunters back. You know what I mean? He just does that little shrug, like, hey, you know, that's what I do. I'm Michael Jordan. I wanted to do that, but instead, I felt more like the guy who doesn't sink that many baskets and does, and he's like all over the arena. He's up there high-fiving everybody in the crowd, like mascots, everybody with a hand. Like, you know, that's me. That's how I was feeling, because I was just that excited about it. And I guess the thing is, like, you know, I tried to keep my cool. I did. And when Kevin called me, I mean, I did. I was like, okay, Terence, I kind of knew what was coming because he left a voicemail. So, you know, he said, like, this might make your day. I'm like, okay, what can it be? So I called and I talked to him, and I was cool. I did it. I was good. I was like cool for about, I would say at least a full 2 seconds. You know? I don't know. And it's like, it's hard to tell because I couldn't clock it because, you know, the blackout and whatnot. So, but yeah, you know, it happened. And here's the reason I'm so excited, because this is one of the most unexpected honors I've ever had in my entire career. And because I'm the kind of person that visualizes what I'm going to do. I knew one day I want to work at the Reynolds Group. This is back when I was in college. I'm like, I want to work there, right? And I just wanted to be surrounded by all those people, all those brilliant people. I wanted to be a part of it. So I just knew I would, and I got a job there. I knew one day I want to make a Super Bowl commercial. And boom, we made a Super Bowl commercial. I want to win awards. I wanted to do all these things. I could visualize it. It would happen. I did not visualize Hall of Fame. I'm just going to be honest about it. It's like a dream come true. I didn't even dream about it. It just happened. That's just God doing his thing. And so for me, that's why I am so, I'm humbled, I'm grateful, I'm all those things that you expect people to say. I'm like that tenfold, because this is such an honor for me. It just really is, and I feel like so grateful. And I just want to talk a little bit about, because there's a lot that got me here to where I am, and I'll talk a little bit about some of the things that just stuck. And a lot of the times, it's just those words, right? Like the words that my mom hung outside my room, the Serenity Prayer. And if you have no idea how many times I'm like, okay, like, you gotta have the wisdom to know the difference. Wisdom to know the difference. Wisdom to know the difference. And, you know, and if you don't do it, you just move on. If it's like, you can't change it. If you can't change it. And so, but knowing when you could, and having that courage in order to do it, that's what was important. And then there were also words that my grandmother, sometimes I would talk to her, I'm having like a little bit of a struggle. And my grandmother would say, well, T, because I'm talking about life, it's not fair and all this. And she's like, sometimes you gotta take what you got and make what you want. And that carries me. That carried me through, because I look at it like soul food. It wasn't necessarily the most amazing choice cuts of meat, but when you add a lot of ingenuity, creativity, and you add spices, and you take it to another level, it's bon appetit, right? That's life. So that's the kind of thing that I got from my grandmother and from my mom. But the one that I think is most appropriate for this moment tonight, career-wise, was a conversation I had with my father when I was trying to decide what I want to do. I'm like, I don't want to be a lawyer, I don't want to be a doctor, I don't want to do this, I like art, I like music, I like storytelling, this is what I love to do. And my father looks at me and he says, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life, right? Now we've all heard that, but at the time I'd never heard that before, so it was like, boom. And it stuck with me. And I think it really stuck with me as I think about it because of the irony, because my dad loved playing football. I mean, that was his joy. And my dad had a chance to go and play or try out for the Chicago Bears as a running back. Gale Sayers, Jim Brown, Chicago Bears, the Bears. He had a chance to go and play, but he chose not to. And the reason being is because he just had 2 kids, and boy, this is gonna date me. At the time in the NFL, it wasn't lucrative enough to play ball to support 2 kids. So he passed. And then I asked him, okay, well, yeah, why didn't you pursue what you love? He said, oh, I didn't give up what I love. He said, I love my boys, and I love raising my kids, and I want to give them those opportunities. And so I felt this. I had to make it true. I had to pay that off. So my parents did a lot of sacrifices to get me to where I am, and so I followed his advice. And he was right. I love doing this so much. Sometimes I don't eat. You can't tell looking at me right now, but that's the thing. I skip meals. She knows. People know. I mean, I stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, T, man, what's that email doing at 2:30 in the morning? I'm like, what are you doing? I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. He was absolutely right. And it's like, I do it for free. Okay, so when I say free, Glenn, I don't mean like free. It's figurative free. Don't put a meeting on my calendar. That's not what I'm talking about. But I do love it, and that's what got me here. And I just have a lot of people to thank. I'm not trying to talk forever. I started to bring up a bottle of water, and you guys would be like, oh God, he's got a bottle of water. He's going to be up there for a minute. But I have some people that I need to thank, and first and foremost is first up is God. I need to thank God for placing me exactly where I'm supposed to be every single day, every single moment of my life. And especially the times when He's blessing me and placing me in these places, and I didn't even know it. So that's when it's super special, right? Like you find out later, it's like, oh my God, if that didn't happen, who knew? God knew. That's who knew. I also wanted to thank my mom for filling my heart with confidence, my soul with compassion, and for filling my creative coffer with such wonderful riches, like my appreciation for all things that are artful. I also want to thank her for giving me good taste. I'm just going to put that out there. You gotta have taste, right? That's my mom. And then I want to thank my brother for guiding me around all the different puddles of quicksand, of poor decision, and helping me make the right choices. Sometimes I would see him stuck in the quicksand, and that worked out well too, so don't do that. But no, I want to thank my brother. He's always there. He has my back. He's watching out for me. And then there's these 4 tables. There's this table, and that table back there. That's my crew. That's my family. This is my family. This is TRG. This is my family. These tables, it's filled with these beating hearts that make up the rhythm section to this theme song that gets me through every day, called Love. And I want to thank Stan Richards for having vision to see this much Hall of Fame possibility in my portfolio. I saw that portfolio when I was moving one time, and it was not that obvious to me. I just got vision. So I want to thank him for that. I also want to take a moment to thank my mentor, Glenn Dady, because if you think I'm picky, and that's why I love him so much, because he's taught me so much. And this is the guy who didn't tell this extremely cocky kid that was coming in for an interview. Okay, I'm a cocky kid, I'm talking about. But he didn't tell this extremely cocky kid that said, I'm going to set the world on fire. He had to break it down to him and say, well, you might need a few more matches. He's looking at my book. And the beauty of Glenn is he didn't just say it like a lot of people when you're interviewing and then sends you on your way. He said, hold on a second. And he goes away, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. I'm like, okay, what's he doing? And he comes back with this stack of annuals. And he starts showing me, here's a great ad, here's a great ad, here's why that you're shaking your head because you know how Glenn is. He does that. He just teaches you. And I started to learn and learn so much just in that moment. And he said, you know, stay in touch. So 10 years later, I actually do get a job at Reynolds Group. I'm at DRG, right? I see this man, I haven't seen him since that interview. I see him in the hallway, he's walking past me, I'm walking past him, I'm like, oh wait, that's the guy that like, and he walks past and goes, hey, you made it. And that's the kind of people that are at that agency. And that's why I've been there 32 years. Because I just love the people at that agency. They have big hearts, just like that. I also wanted to take a moment to thank my late wife, Glenda, for teaching me how love works in a relationship. We were together in and her parents, her sister, Gail, for teaching me that even when my family was gone, my family was not gone. So they just wrapped me in their arms like they're my family as well. And lastly, I'd like to thank my girlfriend Shanikia for all her love, all her support, and putting up with my 50 shades of cray-cray. Because I'm a lot. I mean, I'm gonna say it. When you say you're a lot, you are a lot. That's me, I'm a lot. But she puts up with it and always reassures me that I got this. I mean, she just said it right there when I'm getting ready to give this speech. You got this. And it's like, and that she's got me. She always reminds me that God has us all. So, and this is my last set of words that I want to, I'm serious, this is it. This is not, oh wait a minute, did I thank my girlfriend Shanikia? Because, okay, it could be a long ride home. I want to make sure But then the last set of words, and this is something I learned while pledging Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and that's the inaugural Black fraternity, it's an inaugural Black Greek organization. And it's the one that stoked the fires of so many great leaders, like Andrew Young and Thurgood Marshall and Martin Luther King. That's just to name a couple. It is an impressive resume of members, and if you ever just look up Alpha Phi Alpha, and look up the members and see what kind of leadership that fraternity generates. And it's not like I'm comparing myself to these guys, but my point is they set this bar of expectation of excellence and achievement. And the words that I heard while pledging were, a young man is a theory, an old man is a fact. And so I want to take this moment to thank Kevin Dobbs, the American Advertising Federation, one more time for making me a fact.